LJ Smith of the Greyhound Sports Network, alongside head coach Jeff Long of the victorious Greyhounds football squad. Jeff, you come away with a victory today, 35-28 over Western Connecticut, the first meeting between you and the school. Let's go over what went right today.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and it's a credit to the guys, they stayed persistent, right? Adversity strikes, right? That's a really good football team, right? In terms of they have athletes everywhere, quarterbacks, especially young man. Defensively, I think they're really well coached. They have some great schemes and they swarm the ball, right? Like it was a battle through and through. And, going in down at half, it was kind of the inverse of last week where we were up at half and it's like, oh, hey, did we finish, right? Today we finished, and again, it wasn't perfect, right? There's things we got to coach, and that's what we talked about is coaching's not going to change based on the circumstance.
Yeah.
But I'm super proud of them, first and foremost, because they kept at it. They executed in big moments, right? Found ways to get off the field and then score on offense, right? But really hey, we know when you're struggling, hey, you're fighting tooth and nail. And I tell them, hey, when we lose, it's on me, but when we win, it's them, and that was today for sure.
Absolutely, and special teams for sure. The onside kick recovery, the fumble recovery on the opening kickoff for you guys. Special teams really playing an integral role in this season so far.
Yeah, well, first of all, Nick Paradise, does a phenomenal job. He's a great coach and teacher, and he believes in that unit. And it's a bunch of guys. The thing that I take pride in, and I think the sign of a team that I told the guys, when you see a team that's struggling, the first thing to go is special teams. Right, it becomes a mail-in snap, and that's not the case these last 7 games, and now 8 here. These guys play their tail off. They take it seriously. You got older guys who may be in the starting lineup or younger guys who are trying to fight their way in there. You got young freshmen running down on kickoff, but then you got a senior like Cam Tinajero on that first kickoff. Hey, we kicked it. We didn't kick it as deep as we need to, but he ran through the tackle and ball came out. That's a running back who I'm sure he wants 50 carries, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go and help the team, and that's the thing that I think this group that I'm excited for them is that, hey, they got one, they earned it, but it comes down to that special teams of the belief and the attention to detail with it. That's the exciting part.
And Jed Bendekovitz getting the bulk of today's carries, 5 different receivers with more than 40 receiving yards. Declan McCarthy playing the whole game. A lot of these things we're starting to see click on offense. What contributes to that?
Well, number one, Jed's a worker, man, and we have talented backs. I think the biggest thing the last couple weeks was we're not holding on to the ball. Jed has been. Yeah. We have a ton of talented backs that, hey, in big moments, we got to make sure we're holding on to the football. Jed's doing that, and he's finding a way to get vertical. Our O-line gets better each week. We're a young group, but they're now starting to find some paths, and our tight ends did a great job today. Jalen Jones and Nick Herron in terms of the blocking. They're willing to be coached. So that was cool to see them respond after a couple weeks where maybe we left some plays on the table in that facet. And then, the receivers, man, I think we challenged them along with Declan of like, hey, yes, we've had injuries at Q and all these things and struggles on offense, but at the end of the day, you got to be the guy. Declan's been the guy this week, and, he's competing his butt off, and he knows every snap is a gift, and he's working his tail off to go make it happen. He's getting better. And now I think the challenge for him, can you be coached? And now want to be hungry to be coached now when you've had some success. The receivers, same deal. They're finding ways to make plays. Chris Brown, stepping up. Ludd's now finally finding his old form. Last week it was Gavin, Gennarelli, Koser, consistent as always. So it's exciting to see, and now these guys deserve it. Like I said, they worked their tail off for it, and I'm really proud of what they did today. And it's all them, 100%.
And defensively, things that really seem to stand out just in the last couple of drives. E.J. Harvey, big stop. He deflected a ball at the line, really stepping into form. Nate Carr wasn't really as present. He wasn't dressed in the second half, but seeing a bunch of names step up into Naroski, a big name, really filling in a role, just on the D-line alone.
Well, I think, Nate Carr, one of your captains, he goes down like the first series. He got an injury, and that happens, right? Mm-hmm. And we tell the guys all the time. I think the big thing this week, because we had done some great things the last couple weeks defensively, and I think what I told the guys I need to do a better job of is making sure we have a good rotation and we have guys that it's a 1A, 1B mentality. Yeah. And, hey, it doesn't matter who's up. We got to make a play. And I think they bought into that this week, and it's a selfless mentality that allowed them, because last week we didn't have as big of a rotation, and we did some great stuff, but then at the end we got tired, right? And now you're seeing some fresh guys on the D-line, backers, even DBs, right, like making plays. Antonio Bowen's better when he's not playing 70 snaps. It's not because he's not a good football player. It's because college football is a hard game, right? Chris Case is one of the best linebackers around when he plays 45 snaps and not 70. right? So that's on me as a coach, and I think they've bought into it, and they're celebrating each other's success, and I'm excited now to see that. And they did a great job. Like I said, the name's stepping up. It's been cool to see, but not unexpected because, they're believing in themselves, and I think that was a testament to Coach Offit and that group getting them ready.
Now, you ride this win into the bye week. Have some time to reflect, some time to regroup, but take that on to your final road contest at Juniata in 2 weeks. What are some things, other than recollecting, that you're going to work on riding into that next week?
Well, I think the biggest thing is now, hey, get healthy as you can, right? 8 straight weeks of football. This is the first time in my career I've had a week this late of a bye in a long time as a player or a coach. I'm used to a week 2 bye, week 5 bye, somewhere halfway. They've been busting their tails, and like tomorrow, let them get off their feet a little bit. And now this week, though, when we do practice, it's got to be tight focus. It's got to be fundamentals now. And, hey, how can we improve, right? Scrub some things that we need to improve and make sure that we put ourselves in a position now to come out of the bye fresh and ready to attack these last 2 games. Because, listen, now you got to play spoiler, right? And that's a fun role to be in. But now can we build on with today? That's what we got to find out, and I'm really excited to go see it.
Head coach Jeff Long of the victorious Greyhound football squad defeating Western Connecticut 35-28. Coach, thank you for your time and best of luck.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.